Today in this video we are discussing fixed point iteration method, which we can also call as iteration method, working rule, and one simple example based on fixed point iteration method. See, these are the numerical methods which we use to find roots of any given algebraic equation or transcendental equation. So already we know what is the meaning of algebraic equation as well as transcendental equation. Algebraic means equation will be in terms of polynomials of x, and transcendental equation means trigonometry, logarithmic term and exponential term will be involved in the equation. So whether it is algebraic equation or it is a transcendental equation, what we do means, with the help of numerical methods, we calculate its root, we find its x value. So today in this class we are discussing one new method, that is fixed point iteration method, or you can call it as iteration method. So first let us discuss about its working rule in a simple way. Iteration or fixed point iteration method. See, as we have discussed already about bisection method, regular falsy method and secant method. In all these methods, first what we observe, first there will be a given equation in the form of f of x is equal to 0. If it is not given in this particular form, then first we have to reduce it in f of x is equal to 0 form. So here let f of x is equal to 0 be the given equation. This will be given in the question. Then after writing the given question in the form of f of x is equal to 0, next what we do? We keep on replacing the value of x as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until we get one negative and one positive value. Yes. So f of x is equal to 0 will be the given equation. Then next we need to find here two approximate values by substituting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So till where we have to substitute means till we get one negative and one positive value. Same concept. So first to replace x value as 0. Suppose if I consider uh, one particular example, and in that if I get f of 0 as negative, then substitute x as 1, then f of 1 is also negative, then go for 2, then f of 2 gives us positive. Suppose, this is the suppose condition, f of 0 is giving us negative, f of 1 is giving us negative, but f of 2 is giving us positive. So what we can observe means, here one positive value is there, one negative value is there. So based on this, what we decide? Here f of 1 is giving us negative value and f of 2 is giving us a positive value. Therefore, the root lies between 1 and 2. Means whatever the equation is given, its root lies between 1 and 2. Means whatever the answer we calculate, that answer will be more than 1 and less than 2. Next, in bisection, regular falsy and even though in secant method, this first step is fixed one. Okay. What we do means, this 1 and 2 we consider as initial two approximations, right? But here in fixed point iteration method or iteration method, what we have to do means, between 1 and 2 any one value we need to consider. And how we need to consider this only one approximation value? While explaining example, one more time I will repeat it. Now let us consider here x naught as 1.5. Say f of 1 is giving us negative, f of 2 is giving us a positive value. So two opposite signs. So based on that, we can conclude that root lies between 1 and 2. Then these two are the two initial approximations in previous methods, that is bisection, regular falsy and secant method. But here in iteration method, what we have to do means, we have to consider any one approximation which lies between this 1 and 2. Okay, any one approximation we have to consider. So let us consider first approximation, that is x naught, as 1.5, because 1.5 lies between 1 and 2. Okay. After considering only one particular approximate value, we have to write the given equation one more time as it is. So we have to write f of x is equal to 0, and then we have to convert it in the form of x is equal to pi of x. Now what is this pi of x? While solving example, I will explain it. See, f of x is equal to 0 is the given equation, which we can write in the form of x is equal to pi of x in many different ways. In many different ways. We don't have any one particular method to write this one. For example, just observe here. Suppose if I am considering equation as x raised to 4 minus x square plus 2 is equal to 0. Suppose this is the given equation, that is x raised to 4 minus x square plus 2 is equal to 0. This equation now I have to reduce in the form of x is equal to pi of x. Now x is equal to pi of x means in terms of x we need to express this one. So how we can express it? See, the first method is this we can write as x raised to 4 is equal to take minus x square this side of the equation, then it is plus x square. Take plus 2 this side of the equation, then this is minus 2. So using this we are calculating x value. So now therefore x is equal to what? Fourth root of x square minus 2 you can write, or x square minus 2 raised to 1 divided by 4. So this x raised to 4 minus x square plus 2 is equal to 0. By rearrangement, we have written in the form of x is equal to pi of x. See, x is equal to pi of x. So it should be in the form of x is equal to, again in terms of x only. So this we can consider as pi of x while solving the example. See, this is the one method of conversion. But again this x raised to 4 minus x square plus 2 is equal to 0. The same equation again we can express it in one more form, that is from starting to x raised to 4 minus x square, we can take x square outside, then this will be x square minus 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. Then next, x square into x square minus 1, take plus 2 this side of the equation, then it will be minus 2. So x square is equal to minus 2 divided by x square minus 1. Therefore, just if we require x value means again we can consider here square root. Square root of minus 2 divided by x square minus 1. Here minus 2 is there, which gives us a complex value. So just we can make here equation as minus 2. Okay, so if this is minus 2, then here we'll get plus, and here it is minus, so that here we'll get the positive. Because we take negative root means then again it is a complex number concept. So just we can consider that x is equal to square root of 2 divided by x square minus 1. Again this is in the form of x is equal to pi of x. See, first method, second method of representing in terms of x, and even one more method we have, just by using x square and by taking x raised to 4 and minus 2 that side of the equation, one more third equation also we can write here. So just remember, in example, if any question is given, that is f of x is equal to 0, that we can express in the form of x is equal to pi of x. And to express in the form of pi of x, we don't have only one particular method. We have so many methods, 2 methods or 3 methods. We have so many methods. So after expressing the given equation in terms of pi of x, once we express it in terms of pi of x, then this equation Derivative we have to consider. Derivative means differentiation. So after taking its differentiation, we need to check its value by replacing x value with the first approximation, that is 1.5. So after replacing it using the first approximation, this will be pi dash of 1.5. If this is less than 1, if this gives us less than 1 value, then the equation converges. If it is less than 1, then only we can consider this pi of x, otherwise we need to ignore the equation. Okay, after taking differentiation and replacing first approximation, that is x naught value in this, if we are getting less than 1 value, then it converges, and next we have to start finding its roots by replacing x is equal to x naught in the RHS of equation 1. Now what is equation 1? Equation 1 is this one, that is x is equal to pi of x. What we have to do means, RHS side we need to replace this x value using x naught. X naught means first approximation, that is 1.5. If we replace, we'll get one answer at that, and that answer will be r x1. Once we get x1, again replace x is equal to x1 in the RHS of the equation 1. Then next we'll get x2, and so on. We have to continue this one till we get the required accuracy. So till we obtain the required accuracy, we have to continue the process. So this is about the working rule of iteration method or fixed point iteration method. F of x is equal to 0 is the given equation. First we have to consider only one initial approximation, and it should be x is equal to x naught. So the initial approximation is x naught. Then next we need to express the given function in terms of x is equal to pi of x. How to express in this form? While solving example, I will explain it. So once we write it in the form of x is equal to pi of x, take the derivative of pi of x, then check whether it is less than 1 or not. If it is less than 1, then next we have to proceed here. So the first approximate root will be x1 is equal to pi of x1. Second approximate root will be x2 is equal to pi of x1. Then third approximate root will be x3 is equal to pi of x2, and so on. The process continues, and the nth approximate root is xn is equal to pi of x n minus 1. Why it is n minus 1? Just observe. Here it is 1 and here it is 0, means 1 less value. 2 and here it is 1. 3 and here it is 2. So one less value we are considering. Therefore, the general form is xn is equal to pi of x n minus 1. So this process we have to continue until we get the required accuracy. Okay, so this is about the working rule. Now next we are going to discuss one simple example based on fixed point iteration method or just iteration method. Now listen this example very carefully because important one. First example based on fixed point iteration method. So the question is, find a real root of the equation x cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0 by iteration method. Carry out 5 iterations. So in question it is not mentioned find up to 3 decimal values or up to 2 decimal values. Just we need to carry out here 5 iterations, means only 5 steps we need to solve here. Okay. So what is the given question? The given equation is x cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. So here consider the given equation in terms of function, that is f of x is equal to x cube plus x minus 1. So first we have to consider here the given equation as it is, that is f of x is equal to x cube plus x minus 1. And then if intervals are not mentioned means directly go for 0. Replace x value using 0, then 0 raised to 3 plus 0 minus 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 minus 1 is minus 1 less than 0. Then next, f of 1. Now replace complete x value using 1, then this is 1 raised to 3 plus 1 minus 1. See, plus 1, 1 raised to 3 is 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 minus 1, 1. So this is greater than 0. So here f of 0 is giving us a negative value and f of 1 is giving us a positive value. So two different signs we have got. Therefore, we can mention here that our root lies between 0 and 1. This is the first step of simplification. F of x is the given equation. Replace x value using 0, will get minus 1. Replace x as using 1, will get answer as 1. This is giving us negative value and this is giving us positive value. Therefore, the conclusion is root lies between 0 and 1. Okay. Now, don't consider 0 and 1 as your two initial approximation, because by iteration method we are solving. In iteration method only one initial approximation we have to consider, which will be between the 0 and 1. So that initial approximation will be between 0 and 1. So let us consider x naught as 0.5. Why 0.5 only? This is very important here. Why we are considering 0.5 only? See, the equation is x cube plus x minus 1. When we replace x value as 0, then what we are getting? We are getting answer as minus 1. See, when we are replacing function as 0, we are getting minus 1. When we are replacing function value as 1, we are getting plus 1, and in between we have 0. So the value which is near to 0, that particular value we need to consider. When I replace x value as 0.5, then what we can observe here? When I replace using 0.5, then it will be 0.5 whole cube plus 0.5 minus 1. So observe here, 0.5 raised to 3, 0.5, 0.5 raised to 3 minus 0.5. Then next we have, plus 0.5 and then minus 1. This gives us minus 0.37. So when we replace x value as 0.1, then this f of 0.1 is giving us minus 0.375. Now comparing to 0, 1 and 0.5, which one is near to 0? See, for this near to 0, we can observe this particular value, that is minus of 0.375. If I replace it as 0.6, then what we can observe? 0.6 raised to 3 plus 0.6 minus 1. This gives us minus of 0.184. So answer on it continues. So just any one number we have to consider which is near to 0. So let us consider the initial approximation which is between 0 and 1, that is 0.5. F of 0 is giving us negative, f of 1 is giving us positive value. Instead of considering two approximate values, only one approximate value we have to consider in the beginning, and that value should be near to 0. So consider the middle one, that is 0.5. Once we consider the first approximation, then again we have to go for the given equation. So the given equation is x cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0, and according to the working rule, what we have to do here? So according to this working rule, this f of x is equal to 0 can be expressed in the form of x is equal to pi of x. Now the given equation we have to express in the form of x is equal to pi of x. Now how we can reduce it in the form of pi of x? Observe here, the given equation is x cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Write x cube as it is. Take plus 1 this side of the equation. Sorry, take minus 1 this side of the equation, then it is plus 1. Then take plus x this side, minus x. Therefore, this implies that x is equal to cube root of 1 minus x. You can write like this, or 1 minus x raised to 1 divided by 3. Both are same only. X is equal to cube root of 1 minus x, you can say, or x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 divided by 3. Now this is in the form of, say, x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. Now this is in the form of x is equal to pi by x. Now the required pi by x equation is 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. So here pi by x is 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. So once we express the given equation in terms of x is equal to pi by x, then we have to take derivative of this pi by x. Now we need to take its differentiation. Differentiation means here it is pi by x. Now we need to take its derivative. This is in the form of x raised to n. So those who don't know differentiation, just observe here. Suppose we are calculating derivative of any term which is in the form of x raised to n. If we are solving differentiation which is in the form of x raised to n, then its derivative is n x raised to n minus 1. Remember this one. Derivative of x raised to n form is n into x raised to n minus 1. Suppose derivative of x square we are finding. Now in place of n what we have? 2. So this will be 2 x raised to 2 minus 1, that is 2 x raised to 1, that is 2x. Now what about derivative of x raised to 3? Using this result, replace n value using 3, then this is 3 x raised to 3 minus 1, that is 2. Similarly, derivative of x raised to 4 is 4x raised to 3, and so on it continues. Now, this are equation. The equation which we have got, it is in the form of x raised to n only, that is 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. Now in place of n what we have? In place of n we have 1 divided by 3. So how we can write this one? 1 divided by 3 in bracket in place of x. See, in place of x we have 1 minus x, just write it as it is. Then n minus 1. So here it is 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So we have expressed it in the form of n x raised to n minus 1. Differentiation. 1 divided by 3, 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3 minus 1. After that, differentiation of 1. 1 is constant, so derivative of any constant term is always 0. Minus differentiation of my x is 1. So here it is 0 minus 1 is minus 1, minus 1 into minus 1 into 1 by 3 is minus 1 by 3 in bracket 1 minus x raised to. Now simplify this fraction, that is 1 divided by 3 minus 1. After taking LCM, this will be 1 minus, say 2 into 1, 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So LCM simplification, this is minus 2 divided by 3. Therefore, derivative of, say, f of x we have got as 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. When we take its differentiation, this is minus 1 by 3, 1 minus x raised to minus 2 by 3. So this is the required differentiation. So here x value is 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. Call it as f of x. Call this as f of x and then take its derivative. Then its derivative is minus 1 by 3 in bracket 1 minus x raised to minus 2 by 3. Then once we calculate the differentiation, in this we have to substitute x naught value. So here x naught value is 0.5. So replace in this. Replace x value using 0.5. Then minus 1 by 3 in bracket 1 minus 0.5 raised to minus 2 by 3. After simplification, we'll get here minus of 0.5291. Then this is modulus symbol. So modulus symbol means negative value we convert in terms of positive. So after taking modulus, this will be 0.5291, which is again less than 1. So this is what? Less than 1. So we are getting less than 1 means root converges. Here the root converges. So based on that, next we have to go for the equation. What we have got here equation? See, we have got here equation x is equal to pi x, and the pi x value is what? 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. This x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. We can write it in the general form. So its general form will be xn is equal to 1 minus x. This will be less than n, therefore n minus 1 raised to 1 by 3. This is our general form of x is equal to pi x. So xn is equal to 1 minus x n minus 1 raised to 1 by 3. Next what we have to do means we have to keep on replacing x value as 1, x value as 2, then n value as 3 and so on. In question it is mentioned that just we need to find here 5 iterations. 5 iteration means only 5 steps we need to solve here. For that, first replace this n value using 1. So first replace n value using 1, then what we can observe? x1 is equal to 1 minus 1 is 0. So here it is x1 is equal to 1 minus x naught raised to 1 divided by 3. What is x naught? We have considered x naught value as 0.5. So this is 1 minus 0.5 raised to 1 by 3. Now how to simplify this one with the help of calculator? Say this 1 minus x n minus 1 raised to 1 by 3 we can write in terms of raised to, or we can express it as cube root of 1 minus x n minus 1, because in calculator we have here cube root or fourth root sign. You can observe here we have the cube root sign. Using shift button we can simplify this. Okay, now we need to solve 1 minus 0.5 raised to 1 by 3. Now how to simplify it using calculator? See, first we have to consider 1 by 3 means that is cube root. So here we have cube root. So first type 3. After typing 3, shift this cube root button and then in bracket consider 1 minus 0.5, complete the bracket, then equal sign. So what will get here? 0.7937. So answer is 0.7937. This is the first simplification. So x1 is 0.7937. Then replace n value as 2. What will get? x2 is equal to 1 minus x1 raised to 1 by 3. Now x1 means your previous result. So x1 is the previous result, that is 0.7937. Now we have to solve 1 minus 0.7937 raised to 1 by 3. So again here, first type 3, then shift square root or cube root button, and then in bracket 1 minus 0.7937, complete the bracket. So we can observe here this is 0.5909. Here 8 is there, after round off we can observe this is 0.5909. So this is the second step. First iteration, second iteration. Go for third one. X cube x3 is equal to 1 minus x2 raised to 1 by 3. Now x2 means the previous result, that is 0.5909. So 1 minus 0.5909 raised to 1 by 3. So again, first press 3, shift square root button, then next in bracket 1 minus 0.5909, complete the bracket. So the answer is 0.7423, but 3 after 5 is there, so round it off, so we'll get 0.7424. This is the third step simplification, that is third approximation. Then go for fourth one. So x4 is equal to 1 minus x3 raised to 1 by 3. x3 means again previous result, that is 1 minus 0.7424 raised to 1 by 3. So consider here again, press 3, shift square root button, then in bracket 1 minus 0.7424, complete the bracket, we get 0.6362, but 2 after 8 is there, so round it off, then this is 0.6363. Fourth step. So total 5 iteration we have to calculate. So last one more step, that is the fifth one. x5 is equal to 1 minus x4 raised to 1 by 3. So x4 means again the previous answer, that is 0.6363. So 1 minus 0.6363 raised to 1 by 3. First press 3, shift square root button, then within bracket 1 minus 0.6363, complete the bracket. So this gives us 0.7138. So 0.7138. Total 5 iteration they have asked. So we have calculated first, second, third, fourth and fifth. Total 5 iteration. First answer is 0.7937, next 0.5909, third one 0.7424, fourth one 0.6363, and the fifth one is 0.7138. So total 5 answers we have calculated here. 5 steps we have solved. Method is very simple. Consider the given function as it is. Substitute 0, 1, will get negative positive value. Then consider only one approximation, and this one approximation lies between these two. So consider 0.5. After writing first approximation, consider again equation as it is. Convert it in terms of x, and this will be your f of x. Take its derivative, then the derivative is this one. In this derivative, replace x value as 0.5, calculate, simplify. It should be less than 1 only. So whatever the answer we get, it should be less than 1. If it is less than 1, then consider the general formula, this one. So in this, first we have to substitute x naught value, then x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on values we need to substitute in this particular equation. One more important thing. See, here I have considered x3 plus x minus 1 is equal to 0, and I have converted it in the form of x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3. But this is not the only one method of converting in terms of x is equal to. Still we have two more methods. See, the equation is x cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. X cube plus x minus 1 is equal to 0, even though we can convert it in two different methods. Suppose if I keep x as it is and if I take x cube and minus 1 right side of the equation, then the equation will be x is equal to 1 minus x cube. So this you can consider as your pi of x value. Then its derivative. Derivative of 1. 1 is constant, therefore its derivative is 0. Then minus x cube derivative is minus 3x square. So here pi of x will be minus 3x square. In this, replace x value as 0.5, you will get minus of 0.75. After taking its modulus, this will be 0.75, which is less than 1. So even though this equation is giving us less than 1 answer only. Okay. Then one more alternative method. Again, how we can write means, from these two take x outside. From these two, if you take x outside, then what will remain? X square plus 1. Take minus 1 this side, then it is plus 1. So x is equal to, take this multiplied term this side of the equation, then x is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus x square. So again this is one more new equation in terms of pi of x. So 1 plus x square, if we write in the numerator, then this will be again 1 plus x square raised to minus 1, if we write it in terms of numerator. For this, if you find its derivative, then derivative is minus 2x in bracket 1 plus x square raised to minus 2. In this derivative, if you replace x value as 0.5, after simplification you will get minus of 0.64. Take its modulus, then this is 0.64. This is also less than 1 only. See, for this equation we are getting less than 1, even though for this equation we are getting less than 1, and even though for x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3, for this also we are getting less than 1 only. Now, among these three equations, which one we need to consider while solving example? Here this is 0.5. This is giving us 0.7 and this is giving us 0.4. So 0.5 is one answer, 0.6 is another answer, 0.7 is another answer. Among these three, which one is near to 0? So among these three, the near to 0 value is 0.5. So because of that reason, we are not considering this equation. We are selecting x is equal to 1 minus x raised to 1 by 3 in the simple